Hi, my name is Kathy Sabeda, mortgage planner and proud veteran. I'm here with a enrolled agent. We want to talk about taxes. Chris?
Wonderful. Kathy, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for your service. Chris Cherico, Guardian Tax Solutions, and I am an enrolled agent.
Fabulous. And when you say an enrolled agent, what does that mean, Chris?
So, an enrolled agent is a federally licensed tax professional. So, I'm licensed through the Department of Treasury to represent as well as prepare tax returns for clients in all states.
All states?
All states.
Oh, wow. That's fabulous.
Thank you.
So I had a couple of questions that I've been getting from some of my clients. And one is, hey, I don't have to do my taxes until July. What's your advice, Chris?
Well, there has been a 90-day deferment to file personal tax returns till July 15th, like you mentioned. But with that said, not all states are complying with that. So I reside in North Carolina. So North Carolina plans on charging interest to any taxpayer that owes tax from April 15th until they file and pay their taxes.
Okay. So, and then as far as having 3 months, what should they be doing with their time in regards to making it easier for enrolled agents and getting the
I would say organization. So if they're able to have that time at home, maybe they're furloughed or if they're still working, they have more access to their documents, making sure everything's gathered and put together, organized. That's only going to help whomever their tax professional is prepare a more accurate, more concise tax return and ask better questions to the taxpayer to make sure they're paying the least amount of tax that they're entitled to pay.
and not to mention the fact that if we get back to work as you're trying to do come July, most people may be wanting to do right because it's going to be everybody's going to be wanting to be out there, and if you are going to be out there, you might as well use this time right now to get your paperwork in order if you haven't already, so that it makes it easier for you. And also because most people are accustomed to extending to October. What's your advice for them for that, Chris?
Absolutely. If they are self-preparing and they don't plan on making that 7/15 deadline, I would get in an extension in order to bring that deadline to the October 15th status, because you're 100% right, Kathy. Hopefully, as soon as this lifts, everybody will be back to, in some extent or another, going outside, doing other things, and everybody's trained for that April 15th deadline. And I think that 7/15 deadline is going to throw a lot of people for a loop, and they're going to miss it. And then they're going to have to worry about a failure to file penalty. So yeah, if you know you're not going to make that 7/15 deadline, sooner than later, I would submit an extension.
So then what they would do is if self-preparing, they would just go online and extend until October right now.
Absolutely.
Right. And then those individuals who want to wait till July 15th, they can actually file. But most of those people who who haven't filed right now usually need to extend till October. Am I correct?
You are correct. And yes, very much so. You can file at any point. Just because you have an extension till 7/15 or 10/15, if you have your stuff together and you're confident and you're ready to hit that submit button, at any point you can do it.
And what kind of families typically extend until October? Because I'm a self-preparer, but I do my taxes pretty early.
Sure. Most people that do the extension have other businesses. So, for example, let's say you were a part owner in a sports clips, hair salon or such. Well, you can't file your personal return until they file their business return, because you would be getting a document that has to go on your personal return. So you're kind of at the restraint of them filing that portion before you can do yours. So usually, generally, it's somebody with a more complex situation, or simply they're just not organized. A life event has happened and they don't have their documents together.
Okay, great. And then as far as resolutions, right? So a lot of people have received the stimulus checks, some others have not. And you brought about a great point in regards with the IRS not really working full time. For those individuals who haven't filed, how can you help them, Chris?
I can help them because there's a couple of different things. We can file their current 2019 tax return, put in their direct deposit information, whether they're going to get a refund or not, and that will expedite the stimulus check. The IRS is requiring 2018 or 2019 to be filed in order to do such. If they're under the threshold to file, a tax preparer like myself can just simply click a button, and that's just for the stimulus check related, which will file it for them in order to get access to the stimulus check.
Okay. And what about those people who have not, or families who have not filed 2018 or 2017?
At that point, if they haven't filed 2018 or more recent, then I don't think there's a way for the IRS to know that they're due a stimulus check unless they're receiving Social Security, which will keep them in the system, if that makes sense.
Got it. So for other families who haven't filed for 2017, can you assist them, or is that part of the IRS hotline to help them with those types of resolutions?
Currently, at this point, I would not be able to call in order to pull their transcripts. But as of this week, meaning today being Monday, that part of the IRS is slowly getting back to action, meaning I'm sure there's the 6 foot distance and however their cubicles are set up or such, a limited workforce has gone back to work to help in that process. So they're more than welcome to reach out to me, and I can keep them updated as to when I can be of help to them.
So, but can the families themselves go online and pull their transcripts and provide that information to you?
Absolutely, yeah. You can go through the IRS website, and they're going to ask some personal questions like, who do you have a mortgage through, or have you ever banked with Wells Fargo and such? And then that's stuff that I wouldn't necessarily know about them, but they would know about themselves, which will get them through the gatekeeper in order to pull those documents.
Oh, great. Well, listen, Chris, thank you so much for your time, because it looks like we've covered a great deal of information in a short amount of time. And what takeaways would you like to give individuals? Just like a quick summary of what we just discussed.
I would just say use the time that you mentioned to your benefit. Make sure you're gathering all the documents that you have access to and filing a concise tax return, because missing those items can lead to notices in the future. And work with someone that cares about you. Just like you, Kathy, I mean, you have a tremendous compassion towards your clients. So find somebody with a similar compassion towards tax preparation that doesn't just treat you like a number. There's plenty of tax preparers out there that actually care about their clients, and they mean a lot to them.
Okay, great. And then also, I'll just add, remember, if you're one of those families that extend, and usually till October, if you haven't already, feel free to give a call to Chris or go online and do your extension now, because if you wait till July, I know me, I'm ready to. Chris, can you give them your phone number so if they need to contact you?
Sure. My phone number is 919-302-0336. And I also text on that number. So you're more than welcome to text me, and we can go from there.
Great. Well, listen, thank you for your time, Chris. Stay safe, and I will chat with you soon.
Thanks, Kathy. It was a pleasure.
Bye.
Bye-bye.